Welcome back to Mistrust Love Tangles. Don't forget to subscribe and hit like so you never miss another emotional, unforgettable story. I wasn't supposed to be there. Not on that couch, not in that apartment, and definitely not sitting across from him. But life doesn't always respect the neat boxes we try to draw around it. It sneaks in like a tide at midnight, unexpected, uninvited, and unstoppable. My breakup had left me hollow. 5 years of my life, gone in a single morning. No explanations, no goodbye, just a note taped to the fridge and his key tossed on the counter like I was nothing more than a guest overstaying my welcome. I stared at that key for an hour, its cold metal cutting into my palm until the silence of the apartment was too heavy to bear. That's when I called Carrie. My best friend since second grade. The girl who always knew when my voice carried more than words. She didn't hesitate. Pack a bag. You're staying with me tonight. What she didn't mention? Her brother Nathan lived there too. Carrie's place was tucked in the old downtown. Lofty ceilings, exposed brick, the kind of place that seemed to remember 100 lives before yours. She promised me I'd have it to myself. Nathan was away for work. It sounded like the perfect hiding spot. But 2 days later, the front door clicked open, and there he was. Nathan. Taller than I remembered. Messy hair, quiet eyes, and a kind of presence that made the room tilt. Once he had just been Carrie's older brother, the guy with a guitar who disappeared before dessert. But now he looked different. Older, steadier. At first, we barely spoke. Just polite nods, small exchanges in the kitchen, the kind of silence that let me fade into the background. And I wanted that. I wanted to disappear. But silence never lasts forever. One night I came back from a walk, chilled by the sharp autumn air, and found him stretched across the couch. A half-empty bottle of red wine on the table, a romantic comedy glowing on the TV, the kind of movie I secretly adored. You like Notting Hill? I teased. Only when I'm depressed, he answered, sliding a second glass my way. That night became the start of something we never spoke aloud. Movies, shared wine, quiet laughter, glances that lingered just long enough to be dangerous. I told myself it was harmless. I even believed it until the night I couldn't sleep. I found him in the living room, phone light washing his face in blue. He didn't even look up. Insomnia? Yeah. He patted the cushion beside him and I sat down. Too close. Too easy, we didn't need words. Only the hum of the fridge, the muffled city outside. Then his question broke the silence. Do you miss him? I swallowed. Sometimes I wonder if I ever even had him. Nathan's gaze was steady. Then maybe it's good he's gone. Something in me cracked open. And when our lips brushed, just for a breath, it was enough to shake me to my core. I pulled away. I can't. I know, he murmured. But he didn't move. Days blurred after that. Each glance heavier than words. Each touch, accidental or not, sparking something I couldn't control. And then came the storm. The power went out. The apartment glowed with candlelight, rain lashing against the windows, thunder rolling like a drumbeat. I sank onto the couch beside him, the space between us vanishing. I don't want to be scared anymore, I whispered. Then don't be, he said, reaching for my hand. This time I didn't pull away. Our kiss was careful, steady. Not desperation, but recognition. A confession neither of us dared to speak aloud. This isn't right, I breathed. No, he whispered, forehead resting against mine. But maybe it's what you need. I wasn't over my ex. I wasn't ready for someone new. But sitting there in the flicker of candlelight, storm raging outside, I knew one thing. Whatever this was, it wasn't nothing. And for the first time in months, I finally slept in peace. Months later, when I finally packed my things and moved into my own place, I realized something. Healing doesn't always come in straight lines. Sometimes it arrives in unexpected faces, in quiet nights on a couch, in stolen moments that remind you you're still alive. Nathan and I never defined what we were. Maybe we didn't need to. All I knew was that in the middle of my heartbreak, he gave me back a piece of myself I thought I had lost forever.